friends, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. For those of you who are new here, my name is Kaylee and this is Foodie Friday. Today we're going to be creating one of my favorite post-workout snacks, and that is protein brownies. You really can't go wrong with anything that has the word brownie in it, but I wanted to share this recipe with you guys because I share it on my Instagram all the time. I get DMs a lot about, hey, what's the recipe for those brownies? And so here it is. I created this recipe with wholesome, all-natural ingredients that you can feel good about eating. It's jam-packed with healthy, complex carbohydrates, as well as 32 grams of protein per serving. I also created this recipe to be gluten-free, so it covers a lot of different bases. So I'm really excited about getting in the kitchen and making this with you guys today. So without further ado, let's get to baking. All right, friends, as always, I'm going to walk you through our ingredients before we get to baking. So to start this off, we're going to use 3/4 cup of liquid egg whites. You can also use the egg whites from 4 eggs if you don't have liquid egg whites on hand. Then we have 3 tablespoons of cocoa powder. Be sure to use unsweetened cocoa powder for this recipe. Then we have 1 teaspoon of baking soda. And then we also have 2 scoops of your protein powder of choice. I'll link my favorite protein powder below. I use a paleo protein powder, but any protein powder works. Make sure you use chocolate. Then we have our secret ingredient, which is baby food. I usually use like apple and prune or apple and blueberry to sweeten this. And then we have 1 cup of dried oats and then 2 to 4 tablespoons of water. The rest of this recipe is very simple to put together. We're going to take all of our dry ingredients and add them to a high-powered blender, or if you don't have a blender, you can do a food processor, and we're going to just blend these together. So take your 3 tablespoons of cocoa powder, as well as your baking soda, your protein powder, and your oats, and add them to your blender, and we're just going to blend these up until a fine flour is formed. Now that we have our dry ingredients all mixed together and made into a fine flour, we're going to add our liquid ingredients. So I typically add my liquid egg whites and baby food to my dry ingredients first. I mix these together with my spatula and start to get the ingredients all incorporated together, and then I add 2 tablespoons of water. In the recipe directions, you'll see it says add 2 tablespoons at a time. You'll just do this because you don't want it to be super liquidy batter, but you also don't want the batter to be overly thick. So I usually start off by adding 2 tablespoons of water to my batter and see what the consistency is like. And if I feel like I need to add a little bit more to loosen the batter up, I will. You want your batter consistency to be similar to that of like pancake batter. So it's not going to be like traditional brownie batter where it's very thick and sticky. So just keep that in mind when mixing this together. Now that our batter is all mixed together, we're going to pour it into an 8x8 baking dish. I usually line mine with parchment paper for easier cleanup, but you're welcome to use non-stick cooking spray. We're going to bake our brownies in the oven at 350 for about 20 to 25 minutes. If you like a more fudgy brownie, I would pull them out about 20 minutes. Check on them at 15 just to make sure they're not going to overcook. And then if you like a more cake-like brownie, cook them to 25 minutes, but do not overbake or this recipe will become dry. All right, friends, the brownies have come out of the oven. They smell so delicious. I cannot wait to eat one. I'm gonna have to let them cool before I cut them. So usually I allow these to cool for 15 to 20 minutes after coming out of the oven, just so that way I can get some good clean slices. There's 2 ways that you can actually slice this recipe. In the description box below, I've included the servings as well as all of the macros
in there as well. So if you're a macro counter, you can check that out below. But you can either slice this into 4 large brownies or 16 smaller brownies, but 4 brownies, if you cut it into 16 slices, 4 brownies is 1 serving. So there's 32 grams of protein, as mentioned at the beginning of this video, in a serving of these brownies. So that's why it is perfect for your post-workout snack. I hope you guys enjoyed this recipe. As always, give this video a like and subscribe to my channel so you never miss a recipe. I look forward to getting together next week where we cook another nutritious and delicious dish. All right, you guys, see you next time.